Marble. It's time for the noon edition of Down on the Farm, 1245 to be exact. We're brought to you today by the good folks at McCoy's. That's McCoy's Building Materials, McCoy's.com. Hop Sing's going to feed us the chicken fried steak, some jalapeno gravy, plenty of anti-cheese rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. But first, let me tease your appetite with a little bit of ag weather, courtesy of the good folks at the National Weather Service in San Angelo. Warm again today. Forecast highs 96 in Abilene, 96 in San Angelo, 96 in Junction, 95 in Sonora, 94 in Ozona. Tonight, 71 to 72 all the way around the area, except for you folks down in Junction and Sonora. Y'all be 70, 69 in Ozona, 71 in San Angelo, 71 in Abilene, but the heat continues this week. Everybody will be somewhere between 90 and 100 for your high. Neighbor, now let's move down a little bit farther. Go to the San Antonio, Austin National Weather Service offices. They say partly cloudy and hot. Isolated showers from Rock Springs at 92, Uvalde at 96, down to Carrizo Springs at 96. Mostly sunny with a few clouds in places like Llano at 96, LaGrange at 97, Cuero and Gonzalez will call you 96 also. As we look toward the 5-day planner, Wednesday we're saying 70 to 72, highs from 96 to 100, all the way down to cooler days, Thursday through Sunday. Our lows somewhere between 67 and 72. Our highs 93 to 97 with no chance of rain until Sunday, and that won't be anywhere but about the coastal plain. Neighbor, there's a good look at ag weather and down on the farm country. Neighbor, let's start out with a glass of iced tea and a look at the commodities. Remember, these prices are delayed, so don't use them to make any kind of trade. December corn, 514 and a half, down 9 and a half. November beans, 1285 and a quarter, down 6 and 3/4. Deese bean meal, 337.10 by the ton, down 390. While your December Kansas City hard red winter wheat is down 3 and a half at 719 and 1/2. December number 2 cotton down 11 at 93.91. October live cattle up 25 at 125.02. October feeder cattle down 77, 161.70. October lean hogs down 22 and a half, 89.35. Your September U.S. dollar index up 437 points at 92.47. December gold is down 34.30 at $1,799.30 by the ounce. And October West Texas Intermediate crude is down 107 at 68.23. Neighbor, there's your commodities of ag interest. Hey, neighbor, here's a quick reminder from my friends at McCoy's. You know, Western red cedar can be used in a variety of applications from siding to decking, even as indoor paneling. For folks ready to tackle a DIY project, red cedar is a great choice for decks and play sets, particularly because of its naturally occurring thermal properties which keep the wood cooler to the touch. That's no small feat on a summer day in the McCoy's States of America. Check out the building plans and videos at McCoy's.com and get started on your next DIY project using Western red cedar. Available at McCoy's Building Centers. Go to McCoys.com for information. Find the McCoy's store near you. Neighbor, that lunch bell means Hop Sing's ready to service that chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, Nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. I'll pour you another glass of iced tea about the time that lunch is over with. But right now, let's talk to Benny Cox, producers in Cargyle, about the sheep and goat sale today in San Angelo. Benny, it was cooler this morning, wasn't it?
Oh, you know, it's not bad to start with this morning, but they claim for the next 5 or 6 days we're going to get up in the high 90s. For whatever reason, somebody told me fall started yesterday. It doesn't feel like it here, but we're going to get through it. We've got a pretty light run to start with. We got 3,300. I guess a lot of people did family stuff, and
right.
And that, of course, we didn't have a big sale last week. It was like 5,440, I believe. And this, it may help. It was a little softer last week. This may kind of perk the market up a little bit with lighter numbers.
Good. More competition, less livestock sometimes tends to make a faster, more smoother, even even sale. What do the percentages look like, Benny?
Pretty well the same mix. We do have one set of wool ewes that guys said the cow's just working him over. Somebody needs some wool sheep. We don't see many of those, and that's a pretty good set of wool ewes, mostly a solid mouth type. So if somebody needs some of those, we, in a bigger group, we'll always sell a gate count or whatever. Somebody looking for some wool ewes, we'll have those, which is kind of unusual to be able to talk about anymore.
Yeah.
The big deal for this week is, and I say that big, it's not going to be that big a deal. We have a special cow sale in conjunction with a regular sale. We've got one group of 20 first calf black pairs, and then we've got a group of about 30 head of pregnancy tested cows. Actually, there's a few pairs on those. Then another group of 22, I believe, supposed to be cows that are mature cows, supposed to be about 13 pairs. The balance of those be pregnancy tested. And then we got some Charolais bulls and a Hereford bull that they've used them one time and they sold their cows, so they don't have any need for them. So they've kind of held them around, and they'll be here. So and there'll be some other cattle show up, but that's for this Thursday.
Y'all have that as a part of the regular sale?
Yeah, it'll be in conjunction with the regular sale. Yes,
All
sir.
All right, then. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Benny.
They can call me on my mobile. It's 325-234-4277. The office, same area code, 653-3371, or they can always look at the web, which is producersandcargyle.com.
McCoys.com. McCoy's Building Supply. Still family-owned, strong, growing, and relevant for our ag community. With their own cattle ranches in West Texas, they understand the rural ag economy. Farm and ranch equipment from working chutes and sorting pens to cattle panels and gates, T-post fencing and barbed wire. Shop online and find the store near you at McCoys.com. Neighbor, your iced tea glass is empty. Let me refill it while we talk to Henry Pickett about today's sale in Abilene. Henry, what was it looking like earlier this morning?
Well, last night we ended up with about 500 cattle here on the yards with about 100 head of cows. I think we're going to end up with maybe 800 to 1,000. It's pretty good for coming out of a long weekend.
Good.
So, and the market yesterday was pretty steady. Even Packer cows and bulls were up a little bit.
Good. What's the shiniest consignments that you see?
Oh, we've got one ranch deal here that's about 40 calves that are weighing in the 4s to 5s, and they're a pretty nice set of calves just right off the cows.
Good, good. Now, don't we have a special cow sale coming?
We've got this coming Saturday, September 11th. We've got our first annual bred female sale. We will have a few pairs, but right now we've probably got a little over 400 cattle consigned and lots of blacks and black mott cows. We've got some true F1 heifers, and we've got a nice set of red Angus heifers.
Good deal. So you got a great start for both sales. Tell everybody how to contact you.
Here at the sale barn, we can be reached at 325-673-7865, or my cell number is 940-733-8208.
Neighbor, are you ready for a super simple DIY? That's a do-it-yourself product from McCoy's Building Supplies. Spruce up a worn-out but perfectly seasoned barbecue grill with a coat or two of Rust-Oleum high-heat spray paint. All of the Rust-Oleum products that'll dress up that barbecue grill and be a great DIY project for a Saturday. That's McCoy's Building Supplies. Go to McCoys.com for details. Neighbor, there's the auctioneer. While auctioneer Troy sells this calf, let's go back to Friday's sale at Beeville. Didn't get to talk to Rodney Butler because of the holiday. Let's do it right now. Rodney, how'd it go?
Friday was pretty good. We didn't have as many cattle as what we have been having, but the market was pretty steady, sir.
Good. Let's walk the pens.
We had 294 head of cattle and 3 sheep and goats, and that market was good on your number one calves. Your 200, 300-pound steers were $1.52 to $2.01. Heifers $1.33 to $1.76. Your 300, 400-pound steers $1.46 to $1.91. Heifers $1.36 to $1.70. Your 400, 500-pound steers $1.32 to $1.72. Heifers $1.25 to $1.47. Your 500, 600-pound steers $1.32 to $1.58. Heifers $1.23 to $1.48. Your 600, 700-pound steers $1.40 to $1.51. Heifers $1.23 to $1.35. And your 700, 800-pound steers were $1.30 to $1.33. And heifers were $1.09 to $1.10. Cows were pretty steady. We didn't have very many cows last week. They brought anywhere from 30 to 74 cents. Packer bulls brought from 63 to 90. Young stocker cows brought anywhere from 55 to 84, with some bred cows dollaring out around that 1100. And we had one pair last week, and she brought 1050, sir.
What do you know for this Friday?
Friday had 80 calves coming. They're Beefmaster Cross calves. They're coming from one guy, and I know some more black calves coming from another guy. So we ought to have some more cattle than what we had last week, sir.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for the Friday sale in Beeville.
Yeah, y'all can reach me here at Sale Barn at 361-358-1727. Or y'all can call me on my mobile, 645-5002.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Rodney.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Neighbor, remember Meatheads, 3187 North U.S. Highway 183 in Gonzalez. Call 830-672-2135. Are you having a party? Call ahead. They'll take care of you. You might even want to utilize this steel deal for that party. 8 pork chops, 4 T-bones, 4 beef sirloin tips, 8 1-pound boxes of hamburger, and 4 1-pound pan sausage packs for $85. And don't forget, if you want to buy a whole or a half or a quarter, they've got cattle on feed. They can help you get it done. That's Meatheads, 830-672-2135, 3187 North U.S. Highway 183 in Gonzales, 830-672-2135. Neighbor, when you hear my head cowboy Eddie Arnold calling the cattle back to the house, it's time to give them a bale of hay, a bag of cubes, and make sure that old windmill's running, pumping water. While I do that, you folks talk to Riley Rhodes from Live Oak Livestock about the Monday Labor Day sale. Riley?
I got along good, Larry. Everybody was here, had a couple extras. I think we were short one normal buyer, but had a couple extra buyers, kind of made up the difference. Market fully steady. Cow market probably a little bit better by a couple cents. But calf market, I thought just as good as it has been, if not a little better on some of the lightweight calves. Ended up with 891 head. Didn't have any stocker cows really to speak of, just a handful of pairs, brought from 850 to 1300. Some bred cows from 800 up to 1150. High yielding packer cows 72 to 78. Breakers 66 to 74. Canners 36 to 64. High yielding packer bulls 90 to 96. Low to medium yielding 74 to 90. 2 to 3 weight choice steers 178 to 208. Heifer mates 160 to 174. 3 to 4 weight choice steers 176 to 204. Heifer mates 146 to 164. 4 to 5 weight choice steers 170 to 196. Heifer mates 146 to 162. 5 to 6 weight choice steers 162 to 186. Heifer mates 138 to 156. 6 to 7 weight choice steers 142 to 158. Heifer mates 128 to 140. 7 to 8 weight choice steers 128 to 142, and heifer mates 116 to 130. So was pleased with it. Had pretty decent volume for a holiday sale, and market was good.
Anything for next week that you know of?
Yeah, I'm sure, we'll have a pretty good run next week. It's always seems like the week after Labor Day, people kind of start getting in the rhythm and start working cattle before hunting season and what have you. So I expect, we'll have a pretty good run, maybe 12 to 1,500 next week. I know of a couple pretty decent sized groups coming. So we'll know more, of course, on Sunday, but that's kind of what it's looking like so far.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
361-813-6650 is the cell. 361-786-2553 is the office. Webpage, liveoaklivestock.com.
Riley, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Neighbor, now it's time for today's edition of Focus on Ag with the Farm Bureau's Tom Nicoletti. He's addressing tax issues in Texas. It's brought to you by the good folks at your Texas Farm Bureau Insurance Company.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Addressing tax increases. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Focus on Agriculture from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. U.S. Congressman Tony Gonzalez of San Antonio and the Texas Farm Bureau, the largest farm and ranch organization in the state, hosted a forum with agricultural and small business organizations in San Antonio, along with local farmers and ranchers, to discuss how tax increases will devastate Texas farm and ranch families, small businesses, and the economy. Congressman Gonzalez joins me from San Antonio, and welcome to our program, sir, as we talk about this forum. And you believe in limited role of government in the economy. How important is it to hear from large agricultural organizations and small business owners, farmers and ranchers about this dilemma of higher taxes?
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. It was great to visit with members of Farm Bureau, Texas Cattle Raisers Association, organizations that represent corn, wheat, and other ag areas. I'm blessed to represent a district that is both rural and urban. It goes from San Antonio to El Paso County. And one of the things that I highlight is the urban-rural divide is as wide as ever. These proposed tax increases will only create a even wider divide. So everything's at stake. We're talking about changing a generation, forcing people to sell their ranches and farms, which is absolutely the wrong approach. I'm against any type of tax, but the death tax in particular would force many families, would essentially have been in ranching and farming generationally, would force them to sell their properties. And you can't replace that. You know, there's something very special about rural America. The fabric in which they provide can't be replaced beyond the economic impact.
That is U.S. Congressman Tony Gonzalez from San Antonio.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an insurance agent who's a true neighbor. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Thank you, Tom Nicoletti. Neighbor, be sure to grab yourself a bottle of water before you head out the door. Don't want you getting dehydrated. We want you back this afternoon about 3:45 for a hot kolache and a cup of coffee. Taking a look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle, 800-288-4453. Milo through Corpus in September, D's plus 65, 1052. Yellow corn through Corpus in September, D's plus 70, 594. Hard red winter wheat to Houston in September, D's plus 80, 795 and a quarter. And Houston bean, September, October delivery, November list 30, 1262. Neighbor, let's take a look at Texas cotton. I believe we sold some East Texas cotton yesterday. We'll see just exactly how much and what price as soon as that page comes up. Here it is, 799 bales, 91.12 to 93.97. Neighbor, that's it for the best darn farm show in 100,000 square miles of the great state of Texas. No brag, just fact. I'm Larry Marble, and you're my neighbor. Neighbor, I'll look for you about 3:45. In fact, I'll pour the coffee and the iced tea about the time I see you turn off the blacktop. Until then, be safe, neighbor. Good day.